Hi, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Oh,
Hello.
I had to unmute myself. There we go. Hi.
Oh, that was so.
Sometimes it
All those people
unmutes
out there
before me.
watching.
Yes.
First, Simon's not feeling well. Hope he gets to feeling better soon.
Yeah.
I'm Steph, and I am one of the Flutterista co-managers. I'm also helping manage our Flutter Community AI Circle. We have several people in here, and I'm just laughing so much because I forgot to hit the go live button. So we went through everything you just saw again
Yes.
twice. So
Deja vu.
anyway,
Serious deja vu.
it's totally okay to laugh
Yes.
at me. I'd like to introduce Randall, Ezra, and Jen. We have Norbert will be joining us later. So please, each of you, Randall, tell us who you are and what you do, and go for it.
I'm Randall Schwartz. I've been around the Dart and Flutter community for over 6 years now as a GDE. In fact, I'm one of the 11, I think, in the U.S. right now. So it's a pretty respectable position to have. That means I spend most of my time answering people's questions online, and I do a lot of that. And I also host Hump Day Q&A every Wednesday, or as often as we can get to it. And we're also doing this special series related to AI and Flutter.
And I'm also Ezra. I'm working as a senior mobile Flutter developer in an agency called Antigua Mobile in Berlin. I'm also co-leading Flutteristas, one of the co-organizers of Flutter Berlin, and so on. We are building Flutteristas with Steph, Daniel, and further together with Anna. I'm also part of Flutter Community AI Circle right now. I am super happy that this thing just got out of the mail and now become alive, and now we are kickstarting. I am super happy to kickstart this with all of you together, and we will explore how the AI changes the way we build apps in Flutter framework, AI, machine learning, and further. Python was my area before I switched to Flutter, so I actually have a really good interest and a backlog of, let's say, knowledge about this, and I'm really glad to connect it within Flutter community under AI Circle. And thank you for hosting us in Flutter community channel as well. Like, it's super lovely to directly be hosted here.
Yeah.
Yes. And Jen.
Yeah, so I'm James. I'm also Flutter GDE like Randall. And yeah, I am based on Canada, Montreal, and I am also organizing Flutter Montreal and GDG Montreal in here. And yeah, I'm happy to join the AI Circle. And yeah.
Awesome. So we have a few things that we've got scheduled, and this is our first of many live streams for the FCAIC, Flutter Community AI Circle. And so today we're going to basically start as for people who never used it. We're going to go through that. I've stripped my VS Code of various things, my IntelliJ. So we're going to go through all of that, and I'm going to have some guidance with Randall and Ezra. We had done some stuff and my mind was completely blown away. So we're going to recreate some of that and show you some of the things that you can do. And then each week we're currently scheduled for this time every Monday, except for the week of I/O. We're not doing a live stream in a few weeks for that. But please put your questions if you've got questions for us, and there's a make sure to put a Q in front of it so that we're able to get pick those out very easily. And the first thing that we're going to do is Ezra is going to give us an introduction on explaining terminology, going through that. And so I'd like to hand it over to Ezra and take the rest of us off. And so go for it.
All right, thank you. So, hi everyone. As I mentioned, I'm Ezra Akada. I'm a Flutter developer, Flutteristas, Flutter Berlin, further. So today we are actually here to see, okay, how AI changes the way we build apps for sure, but let's talk about the terminology a little, and then let's get it connected. If you don't have let's say, deep knowledge about how it works, you can actually still understand, grasp, and join this trend and keep learning from there. So today I want to show you how agentic apps, like the apps can act instead of just reacting what user do, how it comes together. And before we dive into AI jargon directly, then we will use a little bit something familiar we know, like Lego. So let's call your first app. Everyone starts with building blocks. Like it's your first app, you connect pieces, it works, you put a static UI, basic logic, maybe some HTTPS calls. Everything is manually built and controlled, but it's like pushing your Lego with your finger. And what happens when your Lego car starts to drive itself? That's the moment that we are talking about right now, and we are shifting from passive apps to a little bit autonomous ones. And we're gonna frame the big picture with Lego, and we will use words in Lego terms. It's made of clear parts. Each buzzword we will talk about now, LLM, RAG, MCP, is just a special piece. And once we reframe that in this way, it will get less intimidating and much more buildable for you. So the mapping is LLM is the motor. It's going to make your app move by interpreting the language. And the prompts will be your manuals, like instructions to give the guiding the behavior, task descriptions, how it should be. The toolbox are like attachments. The AI can grab APIs to trigger real actions. And RAG will be the reference book. Like the AI gonna fetch the right facts. It will go look up. It will maybe go to a README, code base, anything. And MCP is the plug. And it's gonna connect all of these parts safely and predictably. So from now on, let's say LLM, RAG, we're gonna picture these in Lego pieces. So LLM is the brain. So it's the motor. Your Lego set turns word into logic. And at the core of the modern AI, we have LLM, like large language model. It is a trained massive data sets to predict and generate a text output for you. It is like a motor, but it is, yes, powerful, flexible, but useless on its own. It can interpret the language. When you say, like, make it blue, it will understand that, yeah, it needs to be blue. But it doesn't know any other thing. Can we even be able to transform into UI update? So it doesn't know who you are. It doesn't know what you said before, what else it should do next. It's just powerful, but not agentic. It just gives you the answer. So in Flutter, for example, we can use tools like Gemini, OpenAI. We can connect our app with APIs or services like Firebase Jenkit. And then you can write a prompt, summarize this message, and the LLM can give you the text back. So behind the scenes, that's a one-shot interaction. It's stateless. You get a UI, you get a function, and you get a result back. It doesn't remember your last question. It doesn't know your goal. That's why. So LLM actually needs a team. The LLM is a brain, but to be agentic, it needs a memory to recall what happened before, user context, your history, your goals, tools, so that it can act. Like maybe it can send a mail, it can call an API, it can update the UI, planning. It's a reason to go like step by step, not just reacting what happened, but just making a plan about what to follow. And we also have wiring. It's a structured protocol. Like we need something to wire everything together, and we're gonna actually talk about it a little bit later. We will need that building block. But before we go there, we talk about the brain, but we will go for when the brain forgets. LLMs are smart, but they trained once and they got kind of frozen. If you don't specifically do anything about it, then there you need to start to you need RAG. RAG is called like retrieval augmented generation. RAG lets LLM pause and say, let me check Firestore. Let me check the PDF. let me check what user actually asked 10 minutes ago. So in Flutter, you can have the RAG using Firebase vector search if you store them, or LangChain. There is a community package for chaining search and generation, but I think LangChain is not that widely used in Flutter community, but you can actually have a look. So RAG is actually allowing your AI to go and look stuff us. Without RAG, your AI guesses. It can hallucinate. With RAG, it knows. And we also have something called MCP. When we talk about wiring it, now we are actually going into MCP. This is where people get most confused, even this. But MCP is not a model. MCP is Model Context Protocol. It's a protocol. It's like USB-C. It defines the shape, format, and structure for the tools to talk AI to your system. But that's it. Like, why does it matter? If your agent says, like, okay, book a meeting for me, what's the function name? What are the parameters? What do you return if my calendar is busy? Without a shared standard, things can break. So if we're going to go to the Lego example, if your robot says, like, okay, grab a screwdriver, but you have 5 kinds, it breaks. But MCP is a label on the drawer, like it says, like, X hat size 2, so your agent knows what to do exactly. So that makes agentic behavior reliable. Without MCP, the agents are in toy level. With it, then you can go a little production ready. So the MCP is the protocol, standardized communication protocol that allow multiple LLMs to interact with external tools, APIs, or data sources in structured, predictable format. It just facilitates tool calling, modular integrations. So in real life word example, MCP lets an LLM say, call create booking function with the time, location, and user ID, expect the JSON back, retry if rate limited. Or like it just makes plug-in new tools without rewriting the logic by yourself. Like you can use Jenkit to explore MCP style tool calling. Windsurf is an open agentic framework. But when you hear tool calling, let's say this is the like wiring underneath. And these were actually the main terms that you need to know first. Then we have integrated version of how you code and copy paste. In editors, we have Cursor, GitHub Copilot, Gemini in VS Code, Gemini using Cursor as a model, Windsurf, like formerly we also called it Codium. We already mentioned it in previous slideshow. And we also have copy-paste ones. Like you ask ChatGPT or Gemini something, then you paste the result into your editor. But integrated mode is like, it reads your code, suggests edits, writes function, and completes ideas as you type, like, for example, Copilot. Copy-paste is pretty good for fast ideas, but integrated coding is, I think, where the real productivity begins because AI has the content. And please feel free to drop as a comment, like how many of you are using Cursor, Copilot, Gemini in editors, or what are you up to? We will also have some surveys about this to see, okay, who likes what? Let's see, let's explore. So if we're gonna visualize the workflow, in editor you have refactor, suggest, accept. But copy paste is like you ask, you explain, you copy it, you edit it, and then you debug it to see like, okay, whether it's working or not. So one is a little assistive, but the other one is agentic, we can say. And there is also a term called vibe coding. And vibe coding is actually, this is the Wikipedia definition. When a person describes a problem in a few sentences, the prompt in a large language model, the brain, tuned for coding. So you describe the vibe and let the AI build. Like you can say, dreamy login screen with soft gradients and rounded cards. And AI gives you a fully built screen, layout, colors, maybe even animations. It's fast, visual, perfect for prototyping, hackathons, your first teams. Product people want to build without writing everything. So they just want to see how it looks like prototyping in Figma. But here is the line. Like vibe coding helps you to explore ideas, but the real apps needs something called system thinking, like state management, input validation, error handling, tool safety. These are hard to vibe to your code into. So best developer workflow would be like combining both. You're going to have a vibe for layout, copy, concepts, and system code to make the structure, constraints, and make it scalable. Like you can even prompt to AI, like turn this into reusable Flutter widget, create a design system for this. Then the vibes become architecture. That's what I actually like the most. And the agentic app, now you can actually grasp what agentic app means. It's an app that acts. Not like you click and then it did something. The app can make decisions, take actions, complete tasks on behalf of you without needing constant instructions. Like it's not just reactive, it is proactive. It understands, does that, and gives you the result. So agentic app usually combines LLM, the brain, to understand the goal, tools and APIs to act on the work, like scheduling a calendar invitation, putting it in text in there, send an invitation to, for example, staff, or like searching it. A RAG or memory, then it will remember to look past info. It will be like, oh, actually, Esra has another meeting conflicting. I cannot put it there. Then it will actually understand. It can plan. We call it also thinking, but if we're going to talk for like Google or OpenAI documentation, I would go and say chain of thought to break tasks into steps. Then it will also have an MCP to function calling, like we said, wiring it all to connect the actions safely. So what we can say is like, you trigger a workflow like sending email summaries to people. You are syncing calendar events. Maybe you are even syncing calendar events for your teammates because you made a holiday plan, vacation plan with them. So agentic app would be able to do that without you saying every single thing. So that's actually the terminology that we will be always talking about during entire stream. So we're going to go from bricks to builders. We will learn the tools and we will make our agents. And just to let you know, right now we are not building just screens. Now you're going to build systems that think and respond. And when you're making it, now it's just not an app. It becomes a partner. So that's actually pretty fun to explore. So I would say right now, this is actually a call to Flutter AI Builders Circle too. Like we are open source, we are community built, we are action driven, we are having streams and further things. You don't need to start big or like have the expert in the area. You just bring your brick and we will just start with it. We will get the ideas and we will do what we can do actually together. So I'm actually removing my stream. Maybe I can get everyone in back to studio. Hope you actually grasp the concepts. What do you think?
That was awesome.
Definitely decent. Definitely. The terminology is mostly new, but it's a lot of the same old words. We just got to figure out what it means now. Yeah.
Yeah, those are always confusing. So yeah, it makes it really clarify things. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, very good. And I love that you did the slides and people can go back and they can see them and have them have reference. Just as a teaser, we've talked about it on the Hump Day Q&A. We are working on Flutter Community AI Circle website. That information will also be available. We don't have it completely ready yet, so just keep coming back and we'll have it. We'll also share it out on our various socials. So do we have any questions? It doesn't look like we...
No,
there was a question about, will they be able to rewatch this? Yes, you can rewatch it. We're going to have a FCAIC, Flutter Community AI channel. We'll have a playlist.
It's a lot of the consonants.
It's totally a lot. Yeah. And so we'll have a playlist. You'll be able to go through it and see that. This was our first one, so the playlist didn't exist yet. So we will have that.
Pull requests. It's on GitHub.
Yes.
Posted on GitHub.
Once we
So-
get it to a point, we'll definitely let you know about that. The other thing is that we want to, part of what we're trying to do with this project is have a central location for people who are interested in Flutter and AI, using AI with their Flutter Dart projects. And we're going to have that on the website. And we have hold on. Oh, you know what we don't have? Hold on. I need to go find something. We've got some surveys that we'll have more information about later, that we want the community to go and fill those out. So then we can see people who are interested or not interested in AI. We're going to assume, because there are people watching this video and it specifically talks about AI, that you are at least curious about it. You can be terrified. I'm right there with you, which is part of what we're going to be going through today, because I met with Randall and Ezra and they were showing me some things, and watched Jen's talk last week. So there are things that are out there that aren't as bad as, it's not Skynet. Randall's always talking about Skynet being out there. At least what we are going to show today isn't quite at the Skynet levels. Regarding your question, will be Mondays at this particular time. So it's 4 UTC, 4 p.m. UTC, 9 a.m. West Coast Google time, U.S. West Coast Google time, Pacific Daylight Time, Pacific time. So yeah, so you can just set your calendar and we'll have those right there. So what we're going to talk about now, and this is where I'm going to sit back more because I only know some of these. We were going to talk about some of the tools that are out there. You've heard, there's been comments. I know people know about the Gemini Code Assist. There's Cursor. There's Roo Code. We'll be talking definitely more about Roo Code. Firebase, Gemini.google.com. There's a whole bunch. So let's talk about those and some of the, benefits, things they offer, some of that. So people who haven't used any of them. So Ezra, Jen, Randall, what do you have to input on that?
Well, I can give you a quick survey of sort of the general types of categories of where AI is being used. So there's all-in-one solutions. This would be something like Firebase Studio, which used to be called IDX, and it's now basically VS Code inside a web-based editor, but it has all the Gemini stuff wired into it, and also even has the ability to make a prompt even as you enter it and create a Node.js kind of website. And but it's also because it still has its IDX roots, which is there's also a bunch of templates. So you could say, I want to make just a plain web app, or I want to make a Flutter app, or I want to make something else. And you can pull up one of those templates. Then within using Firebase Studio, you can then ask Gemini, do this or do that with my code, and it has access to your entire code base. And the great thing about Firebase Studio, I don't know how they're doing it, it's free. Hopefully, I guess they're making it up in volume. I don't know how do they do that? But Firebase Studio, and it's literally the URL firebase.studio, so it makes it real easy to remember how to get to it. So that's like probably the easiest solution. If just like right now, right after you watch this, you want to go do something, just go to Firebase Studio and play with it there. Because then there's no installation, there's no thinking about it, there's no local disk space, there's nothing to download. It's all just in a web. You do need a Google login, but who doesn't have one of those these days, really? How are you watching this show without a Google login? So that's kind of like the first and easiest form of all-in-one solution. Then there's some commercial solutions like Cursor and Client.
Windows.
Yeah, Windsor. There we go. Yeah, right. that are paid for solutions, but typically will do agentic things, which means that they can go in like Firebase Studio can. They can go in and edit files for you. They can set things up. They can recommend commands you need to run. So there's an interaction there that enables you to fulfill your actions and destiny on that. And then for those of us down at the cheap end, there's also completely free solutions that are almost like what the other guys offer. And that's something like Roo Code as an extension into VS Code, and then use Gemini as a back end for that. And that's completely free. We're going to demonstrate that in a few minutes as well. One other category is a free installation of Gemini Code Assist. Now, this is something that lands in VS Code, but it doesn't seem to have the same access to files and everything. It's not as agentic as some of the other solutions. But the plus side is there's versions of it for the JetBrains editors as well. So you can get that, again, for free. All you need is a Google account. You can get Gemini Code Assist in IntelliJ and Android Studio. So I think that's the length of my survey there.
Wow.
Yeah, I can add one more thing. It's the Gemini.google.com. So if you have AI Premium plan from the Google One, actually that served quite well as well with the Gemini 2.5 Pro access. So if you just prompt it, you can ask create an app. Actually, if it's a web app, it even create an app on the canvas in the web browser. That is quite nice. And maybe I can add one thing. It's a DartPad. Now DartPad also has a feature, and so
the
you
Gemini
can
button. Yes,
exactly. So you can prompt to create Flutter app, and then there's a small button on top right. You click it, you open it in the Firebase Studio, like Randa already explained.
You showed us today.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. There's a way to go right through the. Oh man, that is
clever.
Hold on.
We're gonna do a little.
So nice.
Let me see. Okay. Like we're talking about this. Let's take a look at it. And okay.
Questions.
We're gonna see how well this works.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna share an actual edit.
I'm gonna try. And that's share screen.
I can help you to arrange the layout of it.
Make a game for Tetris.
There we go.
Make a game for Tetris.
Okay, I'm great.
Okay.
We can do it in one shot.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, I see right here. Create with Gemini.
Yeah, but don't click that yet because it's just going to take your current program to that. So create with Gemini.
Well, that's okay.
Oh, the top of there. Okay. I was thinking the open in button, but no. And make Flutter snippet. There you go. No. Pong. What a game of Pong. No, nothing complicated. That would be just too crazy.
Maybe again basic login screen. I think login
counter.
Good idea.
Too easy.
Create a login screen. Yeah.
Oh yes.
And make it.
Oh yeah, it's even right here.
Or
sample.
Then I don't.
Yes.
There we go. It's better than what I wrote.
Okay.
But it is perfect. No.
You don't want this?
I feel like if it is there, it is already sampled. I want to challenge it.
Okay, we're going to channel it. Okay, so.
It is something they are prepared.
I should let you drive. Okay, create a login screen.
Checkout. I think checkout screen.
A checkout screen. Oh, okay.
Checkout screen in a groceries app. Let's see what they can create.
Shopping cart checkout. Oops, what happened?
Somebody unshared.
Oh, who did that?
Hold on. Let me.
So I can make a grocery shop checkout screen, and we know that it is not ready to do that because it's not in top 3 examples. Yeah.
Oh, you could add to the prompt preload with sample data, and then we can see what its sample data would
Oh,
be. That would
okay.
be cute.
Okay,
we can
I'm
edit
gonna
it.
cancel.
We can
We're gonna do it
edit
again.
through that, though.
We're gonna do it again.
You could just
Okay.
edit it, though. All right,
And
now you
no.
gotta start over.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, your last
Oh.
prompt. So you can click
last
on that,
prompt,
and
okay.
it pre-fills it. So if you cancel,
Yes.
okay, and
yes,
You see, there's even add image button.
include
So
mock
you can
data.
even provide the design.
Meantime, can you zoom in just one bit more?
yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, good.
Wow, oh yeah,
okay.
there's good. Whoa, yeah. Come on at me. Whoa.
That's okay.
It's like 3D.
Sorry,
Whoa.
I'm actually well, now at least people will be able to read it. How's that?
Yes, I know.
Oh, and what did you say, Jen, about adding an image? What?
No, there's an image button, meaning that I think we can provide.
Actually, let's have
we don't need to. We don't need to do it now. But
okay.
Let's not make it too complex. But
yeah.
Why? Let's see what we can do here. Okay.
Okay, what did it do? Grocery checkout. Oh, maybe call it grocery checkout. That's cool. Now this is Gemini 2.5 Flash, I believe, behind the scenes for this stuff now. They've upgraded everything to 2.5 Flash.
Price and quantity.
Look at that. It made apples and
scaffold.
Fees, order summary. Oh my goodness. I couldn't write this any better.
This. Now,
run.
Import. Okay, we're not. Wow. And it's
Look
even
at that.
has an order summary. Yeah.
Wow.
Very
and
cool.
delivery fee of $5. Wow.
Okay, so now
what happens if you click place order?
Okay, you can tell I've not used. I actually created a demo app that we're gonna do for later, but we think we should just go with this.
Yeah.
We should just totally. So let's
open this studio. This will be fun. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see what this does.
Look at that. Look at that. I've never done this before. This is a first.
I would like to see some.
Maybe it's another tab.
Might be another tab, yeah.
Probably.
It's over here.
Meantime, we also have Norbert just join. Norbert, are you available to join?
Yes.
Oh, he's gonna join in a little bit. He told me it'd be about 45 minutes after.
Okay.
Sure.
Oh, okay. So for now, yeah, we'll go with it.
Yep.
Name your workspace.
We're not seeing that. You got to share the right tab.
Yeah. Because I didn't share my whole screen because it's.
Yeah.
Let me stop this. Oh, there's Norbert. Hi, Norbert. Add to stage. Yay!
Hey.
I didn't see him down below. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Stacking order problems. We got Z-axis problems.
Okay.
How is everybody?
Yes.
Simon's not feeling well, so I'm doing the production stuff as well as trying to follow like what we had laid out, plus trying to do a screen share. So I may end up having somebody else do some things, but anyway, it's been fun.
Sure.
Okay, so name your workspace.
You want to share your screen while you're typing this?
Yeah, I need to just add it to the stage.
Yeah.
And I'll. Oops, wrong one. Hold on.
Oh,
over here. We're gonna zoom in.
Yay. Just one file. It did it all in one file.
It did.
Cool.
Which, with what we, what I had set up for us to do, taking this actually and doing the code and having it. Oh, what was the prompt?
Let me explain what's happening here, though, because it's important.
Yes, please do.
This is actually setting up a VS Code web-based editor looking at files that are in a unique Linux instance out in the cloud. So you get your own completely independently operating Linux system. You can install that whatever way you want. There's ways to control that and stuff. But it's also now specifically setting up things for Flutter. So it's going to get Flutter installed. It's going to get all that stuff in place. It's going to do a Flutter pub get to make sure it gets all the pub items. Now this, yeah, there we are. So there's the, oh, you went back.
Well, no, I just went over because I'm going to grab the code and put it into what I had set up earlier.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, you can get the code from here in a second too. So.
Yep.
So it's now building up all the things there, and also notice Gemini is firing up. So this is Gemini inside.
Okay, do I want this?
Yeah, you can.
Want what?
You can click
yes.
Okay.
Take me there. Yes. So that might take a while. It's rebuilding something. Rebuild environment. Does that have to be clicked there?
Yeah, because the thing is that Nix is defining all your dev environment.
Oh, got it.
Right.
Okay.
Once you click yes, then it's actually building up. Yeah.
Okay. So what we're seeing is essentially VS Code in as a web editor, because it can also function strictly as a web editor. That's actually how Cursor and the other guys are doing it. They're basically taking VS Code and embedding it in a web view.
So one thing I want to do, because I just glanced over at some of the comments.
Yeah.
So somebody added a comment about the font. I forgot to have put a comment in. I have dyslexia, so the font that I'm using is Open Dyslexic 3 and the 3 Alta. And so it makes it easier for me to be able to read it. I have a plugin that is set up on my both Safari and Chrome, so I'm able to see. When my I also do it in IntelliJ. VS Code and I don't get along well. I don't use it that because I don't use it that much. So I need to figure out how to get everything in it to do it. But yes, I love this font. Some people can't read it, so if you can't read it, I'm sorry. But anyway, okay, we'll go back to over here. And
it didn't set up properly yet.
It didn't.
It didn't.
There's an error log right there. Maybe you want to look at that.
Error log where?
See in your Explorer.
Bottom left.
The second column from the left, where the file names are, there's a file named error log.
Oh, error. Oh, wow. Yeah. See.
Get tree. Ooh. This is why live demos are scary.
But you know what? I love it. So, and this goes back to what I said at the Flutterista conference, that if you don't know, you ask, and mistakes will happen or trouble will things. So you just go with it. So yeah, we have some permission issues, some things like that. So I think what I want to do is, while we had all this, I think we should go to the demo part that we were talking about. But Ariba's saying name, there's
name a plugin, but it's a warning. So
yeah,
maybe it's still there. Maybe that's an irrelevant error log.
But there is no.
Oh, there's no rest of the Flutter.
There's no rest of the files there that we had over here, which if I take this, I'm going to copy it. Now I'm going to unshare and go to a different screen. Live coding. Gotta have fun. I'm sure Norbert goes perfect. Yeah. And with his vibe coding, if you haven't, for people out there, if you haven't seen Norbert's vibe coding, he does that on Sunday, and there's a YouTube playlist. So go here on the Flutter Community channel. So please go there. And now,
by the way, what people are asking in the chat is they are thinking it's a plugin, but it is not a plugin. It's your special font for easier and accessible.
You think that's what's causing it?
No. People are
Oh, my font is a plugin.
yeah, they
Yes.
are thinking the plugin, they're like system font. They are actually trying to ask, what is that? Like helps you to read better.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want me to do that first? We'll go do that.
No, like they are wondering, why do you have a font?
Oh, I have it because I have dyslexia, and I have trouble reading, like seeing this, even though this is sans serif. The M's are mushed together for me, and so I make it so the bottom weight on these makes it easier. So the plugin that I'm using is good question. It may actually be the Open Dyslexic. If you want to go to their website, it's opendyslexic.org. And I was able to get information from there. I actually have the font on my computer, and so I use it for a lot. Just the name, Open Dyslexic.
Well,
and I will go add that comment somewhere. Here we go. There we go. And you can go here. Just a second to find it. Okay. Close the, and you can turn things on and off. And one thing is when, like the Safari one that I use, and this too, but it prompts you and wants to know, can you, do you want to give it access? Because it goes through. Now, from my understanding, from when I read, when I installed it, nothing is sent to them. I do have, like when I'm on my bank or things like that, I don't have it go through there. I just use the default fonts from the website. So you're welcome. And anyway, okay. Now I'm going to unshare again. And before I share, for people who haven't met you, Norbert, would you introduce yourself?
For sure. Hey, everybody. My name is Norbert. You may have seen me from the live streams on the community channel, which I'm doing every Sunday. Vibe coding a game it was literally yesterday, we did a vibe designing session. Yeah, been doing Flutter for quite a few years, I think since the alpha, when it was like very unknown. I've always liked to build dev tools and explore how to kind of hack Flutter to do things that kind of weren't possible before. And right now I'm doing one of those projects where I'm building an IDE, which is AI powered with and kind of for Flutter. Yeah.
He is always building editors since I know him. I also met him. And he was like, yeah, I'm also making an editor.
Yeah, I always choose the difficult problems, and it's always a pain, but it's fun. So I'm not complaining.
Awesome. Okay. So now I have, which way is better? I know I'm going to have to increase size, right? Let's do it this way. Okay. So on the right, basically I do this because I do my work with the AI in VS Code, but then I go and work in IntelliJ for the same project. So one thing is I've copied the code from what we had before, that was created in DartPad. So we have that here. And Ezra, I pre-did have it in GitHub. So when we make the AI changes, we can see here are the different things that are changed. But part of what we had planned on doing was walking through setting up. I don't have any of the plugins or anything here. So we're going to go through that and introduce, okay, if you don't have any AI already built into your VS Code or into IntelliJ, Android Studio. We're going to walk through that. So feel free to open yours and follow along. Now, the fun part is I'm sharing one.
I suggest Gemini Code Assist to start with because it's
Yes.
going to be the easiest and doesn't require API keys and crap like that. So.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to go to Gemini Code Assist. And you want this one. I'm going to make this just a little bit wider. You want to make sure we're going to start with this one. So we're going to install.
Yep. And this is free for everyone, but it's rate limited. There's a version of it for enterprise that can store entire code bases as well as have higher rate limits. But this is sufficient for most people.
And we talked about the rate limits. We had that as something we wanted to share. So let me, before we go into far, let's see.
It's installed. Look at that.
It's installed. I'm having some trouble here. I want to bring open this. So regarding, you can see Chrome, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
So here, let's put in, there's the link. So keep this, reference it, so you're able to see in the free tier, there's various tiers. I'm going cheap, been laid off, made redundant, trying to save money wherever I can. And why pay for it if I can get some stuff that's been awesome for free right now? So on here, you'll see, and if you don't know what the acronyms are, you can just scroll up. We have rates per minute, requests per day. Request per minute, requests per day, tokens per minute, and tokens per day. And then there's an explanation of what the different tiers are. You'll need to check to see on your, if your country is eligible for the free. Now, I think you said, Randall, if people are working in the free, but then they go to paid, they cannot go back to free. Is that right?
No.
Okay.
The thing is, if you have a key that you're using.
Oh, right.
This is not related to Gemini Code Assist at all. This rate limit here is not Gemini Code Assist. Gemini Code Assist has its own rules if you go to the Gemini Code Assist pages.
This is specifically on the models that you're going to use that we'll be talking about shortly.
Right. This is more when we get to putting in our own Gemini API key into Roo Code. So we're not there yet.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
This would apply there.
All right. And you've mentioned Roo Code. So I'm going to go ahead and...
Well, let's do a couple things with this just to show what it does.
Okay. But I'm just going to go ahead and install it because I'm here and then we don't have to come back.
There's a lot of steps to install it, though. I don't want to go through all of them right now. I'd rather see.
Oh, it went really fast for me.
Well, but there's still the 6 more steps you got to do for this.
Okay. We'll come back here. And we have Gemini Code Assist. Oh.
It's the little diamond, the AI diamond in the upper right corner.
Yeah, I clicked on it.
Yeah. It should open up. Oh, it's asking for that. So I found it easier to look at where's Gemini in your left.
You can put chat. I think the top right on top of your screen. There's the button with the window. Yeah, that one.
Ah, that one.
There we go. Thank you.
There's a Copilot, and probably with the 3 dot, you might have Gemini chat.
Gemini Code Assist. Exactly. There we go. Here,
yes.
I'm going to move this over.
And here's the next step: is you need to get. Oh, you're already logged in. How are you already logged in?
It wouldn't let me.
Unlog.
When I uninstalled it, it kept my information from before. So yeah, I was already logged in. I'm sorry.
So normally at this point, if you're doing this for the very first time, when you get to this page, it will redirect you to a browser to do a Google login. And once that's complete, it will redirect back to here and you'll see the window you get here. I seem to have to re-log in about every 3 or 4 days too. So I don't know if there's like a timeout or something. There must be. But so sometimes you get to this page and it says you got to log in, and that's it. Just you just press the button there, and then press the next button, and then you press the next button, and then you go happy, and you show your 2-factor authentication code and all that stuff. Yeah, pretty simple.
Now I am curious, even though I copied the code from DartPad.
Yep.
If I should undo this and see if it comes up with the same thing with the same prompt.
You could do that. Sure.
So we can see it doing it in here.
Yeah.
But Code Assist doesn't update the actual code, does it?
I can't remember if it does. If it's just a straight file.
It does. Okay.
All right. So just delete everything in the file.
Come back here. Okay, we're back to here.
And
for giggles, I'm actually going to go back to DartPad, and I'm going to say create Flutter snippet. I know you can't see it, but that way I can copy. Oh, I misspelled create. At least understood that.
Yeah.
That was really good. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it.
It has been trained on average people.
On average people. Okay.
So that means there's a lot of typos in the training material. It knows how to read typos.
So I'm going to leave it because of what we had before.
Yep.
Okay. And let's see.
Oh, so it's making one. But you didn't delete.
Now this is interesting. So it says create a new file in the lib folder. Hold on, can't find my mouse. There we go. So we're gonna actually call it this.
Yeah, but that's instructions. That's not something for you to do. Keep rolling down.
Does it do it?
Yeah, I think so. Keep scrolling down.
I'm down.
Oh, whoa.
It stopped.
Okay.
Oh,
so
there it goes.
No. I looked like there was more down there.
Yeah.
So it's got all this file. Keep going.
I'm down at the bottom.
Really?
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe you can move your mouse to the right.
Oh, let me move this one. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you.
I told there's more there. I can see there's more there. Yeah.
Update and now modify.
It's asking if it wants to change the code that's in there to do that, which you'll say yes eventually, but keep scrolling. The buttons are coming up. Buttons are coming up, and it's explaining what it wants to do. So that's all the changes it's making, and then
after that we need to do it ourselves. I think each code there's a button on top right, and then we have to click the plus button to do something, because the code assistant is not agent actually.
We're not able. It's not like in Roo Code where Roo Code can go and update it. So
exactly. So we need to do it one by one ourselves.
We'll do it one by one. So we're gonna say.
But I think you can click the plus button at least. Not this one.
Wrong one. The one over on the left.
Yeah. On the code, in the code block, there's the top right. There's the.
All right. How do I get back there?
Good question. there's a history button. Maybe there's a history button. I see on top. That one.
History. Left one more. That looks like a clock going backwards. There we go.
It just has my prompt.
Check out. That's it. Click
there we go. Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Thank you.
In
total novice. Actually. So everybody out there, see, everybody can learn.
Okay. So it's not good one, because we need to create a file first, and then
I got to create the file first.
And this is part of why I wanted to show this off, just to show that even though it's easy, it's drop in, you type a few things and you've got it. It's still not agentic, which is going to be a game changer as we keep moving forward. So this is how we had to do it 4 weeks ago. That's so primitive now that's how we had to do it 4 weeks ago. Things have really changed since then. It's been pretty crazy.
Okay, so we have that one.
Okay, and then probably
so somebody said it does create the file structure.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, so we're gonna do this one.
So
Okay, come back over here. Is that what's the, because I don't do VS Code, what's the quick way to create a file?
I have a shortcut for that.
Okay, I'll just go over here and look at the menu and see if there's something there.
I have a create
Oh, the
new file.
keystrokes are, no way. The keystrokes are not fun. So yeah, I definitely like Roo Code. We're gonna go here.
It's so much easier because you just poof poof poof, walk away, grab a cup of tea, come back, and it's done.
Hey, maybe you
Okay.
can even just do it now.
Do you want us to switch to Roo Code and
It's now code assist like.
okay, so now if we have main.dart, does one of these, oh, so here I can click on accept changes.
Yes.
And it made the changes. Awesome. And here's the explanation. Da, 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 da.
Yep.
Now, when you run the app, you should see a checkout screen with mock grocery list. Okay.
You need to save
How do I?
in grocery Dart. They are not saved. Command.
Yes, save them. Command S or whatever. Right?
See.
Main bar.
Now.
There you go.
We come over
There's-
here.
You still
And I
got
have
one
them
more.
all in here.
Okay.
See, this is where I know how to do stuff over here, but I'm creating it in VS Code. It's okay. And Gemini Code Assist is in IntelliJ. Roo Code
Yes.
is not.
Correct.
Hopefully it will be soon. But okay.
As far as I know.
How do I run something in VS Code?
On the left side you have run, or in main.dart, when you scroll up to the app slide, you also need to have a run there.
Right here.
But before you do that, first you need to target the right device. You've got your phone as the target.
Oh,
Down at the bottom.
is that what this is?
You want to
We
change?
don't
Set it
want
to
that.
web. You want it to
Web?
or Mac OS.
Chrome,
Either one.
Chrome.
Mac OS will work.
I'll do Mac OS.
No.
Will work fine.
Okay.
What'd you say, Jen?
No, it's working fine. Yeah. You should.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then hit the run here. So what is this here? If I do this,
That's the Gemini there. That's the
smart
fix
actions.
menu. Yes.
Oh, got it. Okay.
That was that menu you looked at 2 or 3 times before we could figure out what.
Okay.
Was. Yes. And here it is. Fetching dependencies.
Did I need to put anything in pub.dev?
No.
Not pub.dev, in PubSpec?
Well, actually, apparently not, because it seems to be loading everything.
Sure looks like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't use anything that wasn't core, I guess. That's weird.
And I want to say thank you because I'm looking at multiple screens and the comments, people are in there helping with giving information. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Of course, this is going to fire up another window, which means you're going to have to
and
figure out
I'll
how to
pull
do
the
that.
window. I just got to find it.
Yes.
It hasn't come up yet.
Nope. I could tell.
It's up. It's just on a different screen.
There we go. Oh,
hey,
this
is actually better than what we had in DartPad.
Oh my goodness.
Much better. Now, for people who weren't here earlier, here is what the DartPad.
Rewind. Just hit rewind. Go look at the other one.
Yeah. So here's what DartPad did on the left. And here's what it did inside VS Code.
I bet it's because DartPad's still using 2.0 Flash, and this was using 2.5 Flash.
Okay. Could be
smarter. It could be good to have pictures, but I think what it actually uses is a circle avatar widget that I am expecting. It looks like circle avatar widget past the first initial of the object.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Like apples or whole wheat bread. Then it's
yes. O for organic.
You can
W for whole.
O is good for
that. W for whole.
Yeah.
That doesn't really make sense. All right.
Okay. All right. So now
it tried. Like now you can put an image there.
You want me to tell it to add images? No. I think we should go to
Roo
Code.
Yeah.
And then we'll see. So there are steps, as Randall said.
Yes, you need to
have mine
configure.
already. It should be set up because I tried it, but let's find out for sure.
Oh,
So yes, this has been updated because these icons, I didn't remember them from the last time.
yes. Yeah, that's new.
Okay, so
And
hold on.
And the last one is Orchestrator, which before you manually created it as Boomerang. Now it's called Orchestrator.
Oh, okay. So,
But it's
and that's why
essentially what
there's the
that does.
boomerang. Okay.
So what these are the modes that the agent's running in, and each one has different biases about what they know how to do. And all this is editable, of course, but they have different biases about what they can do. They also have different access to tools. So like, for example, Ask, the third one down there, can only read files. It can't write anything. It has no write permission at all. So if you're asking questions about somebody's code base, you can not be afraid that it's going to go, oh, and by the way, you should probably fix this, and go off and fix it for you. Because the code one can sometimes do that. You can ask it something when you're in code mode, and it will go, oh, I can make this work. It's like, no, stop. I kind of like it the way it is. And the last one of those down there is Orchestrator. And what it does is it steps back and analyzes the overall problem and then breaks into a series of tasks. If you've played with Taskmaster and Claude, this is very, very similar. In fact, idea stolen directly from there, pretty much. It's what I've heard. And so what it'll do is it'll take the full task and then it will break it into pieces. And each one might actually use a different mode. Like it may decide that this part of the task can use Ask, or in this part of the task can use Architect. And so it'll figure out different things to do for different layers. But the other advantage, especially if you're in a context limited area, what Orchestrator will do is it will only keep the context up to where it makes the multi-way decision, but then it runs each of the individual tasks as more context, but then rewinds it back to each step. So in other words, you're not constantly, for each of the individual tasks, burning consecutive context. You're only burning parallel context in a sense. And it's a really nice thing to do. It's not so much important for Gemini models because we got 1 million tokens, 2 million soon. But for some of the other models, some of the other OpenAI models, for example, don't have a 1 million token input context.
Okay, so in here, how do you tell it what to use?
Well, every one of those modes has a list of tools that it can use.
Okay.
I think it should be able to use the browser. No?
Yeah.
I would allow browser stuff there. Like auto.
Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Right. Browser. Subtasks sounds also good, right, Brenda?
Yeah, I'm trying to think which mode are you editing?
But those are just for the auto approval. So even you don't click
Oh.
it will just actually working.
Oh, yeah,
it will ask you
click.
to approve before do the action.
Yeah.
Okay. Do
That's
or don't
categories.
click.
Yeah, you can do that too.
I'd light them all up. Mine's all lit up at that point, I think.
Okay. So how does it know which, this is me learning, which model or agent is it going to use?
That's in your preferences. So you can go up to the gear at the top and we can walk our way through that.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
oh, right.
so that's where you said Google Gemini, and this is where people need to know how to get an API key and bring it over here so that we can then use 2.0 Flash 001. Oh, we can update that to 2.5 Flash now. It's going to be a lot better.
This one or this one? What's the difference between that one and
preview?
Thinking?
You want the preview. Well, Thinking sort of does what Orchestrator is doing, but it does it at the remote level.
Okay.
But they're similar to strategy. You don't want to use them both at the same time because then they're both working out steps and then steps within steps, and that'd be really weird.
But the Thinking model will cost much more, actually.
So. And you're rate limited to only.
Oh, I like how it tells you on the different, which is why That's cool because I didn't catch that when we went through this before. So very nice.
And if you're using
And-
a free key, these don't apply. These are what it will be if you
Right.
decide to upgrade.
If you decide to pay. Okay.
Pay, yeah.
And so you said switch to here.
Yeah, switch to 2.5. Yeah.
Okay. And then
There you go.
save.
Save.
And right now
And
then
done.
done.
Right.
Now I am currently in ask, but I want this to be magic like we did before.
Yeah.
So I
Do code
do I choose code or boomerang or orchestrator?
Just if you're you're going to be changing code, you can give that prompt a code.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that's going to be cool. That's going to be
yeah. I took this from the prompt that Ezra had given when we were running through this, my first experience doing this.
Yes.
So I captured the different prompts.
Yep.
So this one blew my mind when
this will either work spectacularly or be destroyed on the floor spectacularly. This is going to go one way or the other. Pyrotechnics either way.
Now, hold on. I need to go. Let's see.
Return there. What are you going somewhere?
I'm putting it into checking it into
sure.
To GitHub so we can see the befores and afters. And this is in mine, not and I'll share. I just wanted to have it so we could show this. Okay. So we're gonna say this, and then I hit this right to the play button, send message. All right.
Notice it's reading files, it's getting contents, and that's so it can add it to the context. Now it's describing what it's about to do. Now it's changing.
And then it does it.
Now it's actually changing the stuff there in the file. Yeah.
And just so people see, it won't do this automatically. So I then want to.
It wants equatable. Look at that.
It wants to use the Flutter block.
And is being executed. I can't tell. Is your terminal doing something weird? No, I guess I figured out that it got it right. Plows on, plows forward. Now it wants to do a maker. You gotta let it maker. Use cases. Oh, it's building the whole structure out, the whole solid structure.
Yeah. So if you're watching, I don't know how to increase the size over here, but it's creating folders and doing all of the as part of the prompt. And the reason it was adding block was because of doing the qubit, right, Ezra?
Right.
Yeah, like it will put the use cases in between, and you can actually, while writing the tests, you can go and write tests to the use cases only, so you will be sure that you covered all the essentials and you didn't write unnecessary
And
stuff.
that would be interesting after this prompt to say write some test cases now and see what it ends up doing.
Yeah.
Sure. But
we're sort of doing the vibe coding that Norbert was doing, but this is demonstrating with
this is
the
why
other thing that
this is a great demonstration of why just in the last, what would you say, Norbert, 2 or 3 months, we've gone from cutting and pasting over to Gemini window to having agentic modes that are editing all of our stuff for us, and it's like night and day.
And it's all about context. Like if a model can just execute stuff as we see right now, there's so much more it can do before having to yield to you. Before we had to go back and forth, kind of copy paste the outputs of the terminal, kind of check for overflows ourselves. And the more integrated it is, the more time it can just run at once, which we want, because we want it to give kind of a better end result. We don't really care about the intermediate steps. Right. So kind of what I'm saying is just context and more tools, so you can just think more and run for longer.
Okay, something that I just noticed is up here at the top. So the command plus will increase the size in here, but oh, it does the whole thing. Thank you. Didn't know it would do the whole thing. I know that's huge. I get it.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
Put a comment in there if that's better. I didn't know it would do the whole window. I thought it was just the code. So thank you. Okay. VS Code has that on their site.
Sure.
I don't know if IntelliJ would do that.
Look at all the things it did.
This
wow.
is new on Roo Code. I don't remember
Yeah.
seeing this before. So it's actually telling you how many,
Yes.
you know, like, because we had the 1 million tokens, and
Right.
it's telling you how much you've used and what it would cost if you okay, cool. Do you need it bigger,
Yeah.
Charles? It can go really big.
Get a magnifying glass.
Okay, so
Go over
I'm
and sit,
gonna
over and sit next to the staff, and you'll see it.
okay, so it wants to, so it did all this and now
Wants
it's
to Flutter
ready.
run. You don't want to do a Flutter run from there. You probably just
Right.
want to run it from your.
What I want to
line.
do though is
Do you want to?
so people can see this is it had the API key and then it's got was Randall was saying is it was going by really fast. So I'm going to just scroll through here and show
Good idea.
that it's talking about, okay, here's what it's done. It's what it's found. It's going to read this file. It's read it. It checks each of these. I like how it's explaining. So then for someone like me, novice, and then I can go through, read what it did. This also can help someone who is switching from another programming space. And I'm saying space because, you know, language development, whatever. So for people who don't know, I was a SQL developer for over 30 years. And being laid off, I'm looking at getting into this more while I'm still looking and doing job hunting. But what's nice is that I do know Flutter and being able to go in and understand and read this. But if there's somebody who's brand spanking new, keep in mind, SQL is not object-oriented. And while I have learned the object-oriented space as I started working more in mobile development and things like that, if somebody's never done this, or if you're not even a coder and you're wanting to get into it, having something like this that can actually explain and talk about what it's doing, I think is fantastic. So anyway, a little divert there. So as we're going through and just explaining, I'm scrolling a little fast. It's got the code.
It's interesting to notice that these numbers, this is 0.003 cents. This isn't even a penny yet. We got all that work done and we haven't spent a single penny. You know, just a fraction of a penny. Fractions of a penny. This is how we get a salami attack. No.
Yeah, and it's the amount, the improvements just since you first introduced me a week and a half ago to Roo Code. Yeah. This is answering a lot of the questions I had as I was first looking at this. And hold on. Just scrolling through, creating more code. I'm going to scroll a little faster because, you know, there were times that you saw that it had to stop because it couldn't do it. I had to do it. So for anybody who's just joining, we're looking at VS Code. We're using Gemini Code Assist and Roo Code to create an app from scratch. And as we're going through here, I'm going to keep scrolling.
6 cents. 6 cents, sorry.
Yeah, and I think at the very end,
I think at the end,
so it basically comes up, it says, I have successfully restored the screen. And then it doesn't have it at the end, but if you look at the top, that whole thing would have cost 6 cents.
Yep.
But it was free because of what I was using. If I
Right.
had to pay, basically, yes, I spent 6 cents. And so that was pretty amazing.
What we've left out is how you got that Gemini key that's in the preferences.
Yes. And we can come back to that.
Okay.
So first I want to bring this because I want to run this and see. And we've got as a Mac OS.
Yep.
And okay. You said go to main.dart.
Yep.
Good to know. And now it's running.
Should be launching. Where's your terminal?
Guys, before you guys continue, I need to leave. So
okay.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
And Jen was on our Hump Day Q&A last week. You gotta go watch it because he talked about a package that he has on pub.dev. Is it MCP underscore Flutter?
Dart, yeah. MCP Dart.
Yes. MCP Dart. Okay. Oh, did you change the name?
No, it has been always MCP Dart.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Brain there. So thank you for coming. It was awesome. We hopefully will see you again next week. We'll be definitely talking later in this week. And so here is the app. It looks the same as what we had before, but when we look at the code, it has put things organized in folder structure to give it the, let me stop this again.
Steph,
And
just before we dive too deep, I'll have to leave as well.
Oh, okay.
It was fun being on the stream. Good luck with the vibe coding. I know what it means, but I see decent progress, so I'm sure you will do perfectly fine.
Yes. And also like helping people who haven't ever done anything, that not so much like the vibe coding with the app that you're creating, but also getting their systems set up. And we'll have additional content later in the following weeks. Thank you so much for coming, Norbert. Love having you here.
Thanks for having me on. Bye.
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 Okay. So like you were saying, we need to go to create a new key. So this was, yes, I already had it. And so for people who were wanting to be able to do Roo Code where you're putting in your API key, there's also the Google Gemini documentation that opened in a completely different window.
Yes, of course. And that actually walks you through the steps to do, which is nice. But it also links to where you can get your key. Oh, yeah, the very first link.
Here, I'm going to put this in the chat. And
one of the things I do want to say is Roo is documented really well. I felt very much at home reading the things that were there. They also have a very active Discord. I asked a few questions over there as well.
Yes.
But these guys have their act together. This is a wonderful open source project that really challenges, do we need to pay for Cursor or windscreen, one of those.
And so
clearly, but this isn't bad for free.
Yes. And we have this question, and I will get that. It's here on the Flutter Community channel, and there's a playlist, and I'm getting the
Flutter Community.
And I'm going back, live. So to see Norbert's vibe coding on Sundays, there is a playlist. So you can go and see that, subscribe, and follow the channel here for Flutter Community, and you'll get notifications and things like that. Okay. So this, yes, walks you through going and getting your AI API key. And I need to bring this down just a little bit because I want to make sure when I click on it, yes, I hadn't signed in or anything like that. So there it will let you explore the Google AI Studio and then walk through various things. So yeah, the Roo Code, it actually gives you perfect steps. So I'm not going to duplicate those right now because they're there. And oh, hold on. I'm having some issues with things bouncing around. And again, that was here. So if you're interested in exploring Roo Code in VS Code, definitely go and take a look there. And now we want to see here. We're going to say done. So Ezra, what would you like to see this do next?
Actually, since it has a checkout, I would like to see the main screen with items that I can add to my basket and remove.
Ooh.
Okay, say that again.
We have the correct checkout logic. So create the main screen for this app. Main screen.
Oh, hold on.
For this app. Put example grocery items that we can add and remove to the user's basket.
Make a working shopping cart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Add and remove items. Shopping cart. When user clicks checkout, it should navigate the checkout page. And one more. Richard just mentioned any plan that we can have UI, UX things coming. Maybe we can add one more sentence and can say, can you add a green, red, apple-like theming to this app?
Oh, right.
Grocery theming. Like maybe it can go, maybe you don't even need to mention colors. You can say like, make a grocery theming, grocery-related theming.
Wow, now it's going to add categories to the things. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Make it work. Let's get our 6 cents worth.
Let's see.
But you don't want run command Flutter run. You don't need that.
Oh, right. Okay. I want this thing over here.
Apparently it worked anyway. It worked anyway. Never mind me.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Resume.
Resume.
Okay. The task was interrupted. Yes. Because of the nut behind the wheel.
Now it's
good
coming.
thing when you scare off your assistant, it comes back. If it just let him. Yeah. Oh, it's got some diff problems. When that happens.
Home.
But it's trying. It's doing a lot of stuff. Oh, now you've hit a rate limit. So that's what happens when you've got enough of them. This should come back nearly right away. Well, maybe not. I think we hit them.
Trying. It says right here. It's giving you a count.
It's a 1 minute window, so it depends on how many requests you made precisely during the previous minute.
Right.
And we've hit the 15 apparently. Unless it never comes back. If it never comes back, ooh.
Keep in mind I'm on that free one.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You still get like 600 a day, even on the free one. So we haven't hit 600 yet. Unless you did a lot of stuff before I got here.
I didn't do anything.
Right.
I was trying to get everything all set up.
Yeah.
And yes, it does have exponential back off. It's pretty nice for the retry logic. not sure if it gets that number from the server or not. I don't know whether it figures out that the server suggests doing it like that. There you go. See, it only had to go a couple times. It just had timeout a little bit. That's all.
Nice.
Yeah.
It put me in timeout.
And now you'll get another 15, and then it'll stop again for the rest of the minute.
Oh, something I'd like to ask Ezra while Roo Code is sitting here doing its thing. So Randall talked about Roo Code. We've talked about Gemini Code Assist. Can you talk about Cursor? Because I know you use Cursor, and I believe that's what Norbert is using. But can you like talk to us and the people watching and rewatching? Excuse me, about Roo Code. Not Roo Code, Cursor.
Totally. Maybe I can even just like create a similar setup. I would just make an empty counter app in Flutter. Then let's see the cursor part, because my cursor has some rules. It has cursor rules, and let's say fancy stuff. It's pretty quick.
So how about you want to bring yours up? Because this is having to do the multiple attempts. We'll bounce.
Then I will let you just chat a little while I'm preparing my setup.
Okay, perfect. So yeah,
we're past another minute. We're past another minute now. Again. Go.
But
see, this is why you have
notice,
a paid model, though. This is why you do a paid model. So you could have also gone in, set up a billing account, created a key that specifically. I always have my two keys named free and costs money, so that I know.
Good point.
When I'm using
yeah, because
them.
we're using mine, and that's one thing I forgot to do was go create ones very specifically for this.
See, a minute passed. See, there you go. Again.
The stream. You're right.
So yeah, again, you're getting 15 requests in, and then you have to wait the rest of the minute. That's how it's going to keep cycling for a while. And now it's back to Flutter Run, which is just ready to fire up.
Oh, okay. So,
Dart, run.
I'm gonna scooch this over. Go here. Let it run.
Let it launching. Wonder what it came up with.
It's definitely added some screens and some things here. Now, for me, it looks like need to go back and tell it to. We should have waited, had everything created, and then did the whole organization after the fact.
Oh, so they're in the wrong place. Ooh, here it is. Grocery list. Oh, plus and minus buttons. No checkout, but that's okay. You don't have to check them out. You just put them in your cart and run away with them. Do the plus and minus buttons work?
Hold on. There's a comment that needs to be deleted. Oh, nice. We don't want whole wheat, but we do want whole wheat. Very cool. It did not add the So
you don't have a running total. So how do we
hold on. So you forgot to add the checkout. Well, actually, it didn't do what we said.
No.
Because we said to create. It did add this. You
need the word shopping cart. It knows what shopping cart is.
Yeah.
We haven't used that word yet.
Let's see. Got to add.
Can you make it more like a shopping cart?
Can you make it more like a shopping cart? And
is the button or debug? Probably not. The debug window is pretty small there, so it's probably not up there. There it is, hacking.
Ezra, just let me know when you are ready.
I'm just like running to be sure I have the first one running.
Okay.
Oh, look, I will apply this diff to a different file.
Oh, one thing that I do want to do is
notice that the AI actually successfully made a legal Dart file too, though. This is actually a breakthrough from how this stuff used to work.
I
don't know how. What?
You said it made a what file?
Legal Dart file. It's not writing invalid syntax.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Now I understand.
Or if it is, it's doing it so quickly and then they're fixing it. We don't know, because that is something that Roo Code does. It actually has tentacles into like almost all the windows on the screen, so it can tell what's in your error screen. It can tell what's in your terminal window, all sorts of stuff. So it's really nice.
Right. Okay. So one thing is, still didn't do anything.
I don't think it understands what you're trying to do.
Meantime.
Oh, wait. Maybe there is something behind the debug there. What is the little? It's that red
Oh,
dot
you're
there.
right, because it's the
Whoa.
debug thing.
Can you click near there?
Oh,
look,
you're right,
there it is.
because
It's
the
done. It
debug
knew
is there. Yes, it has
Oh.
the. So this is the shopping list. So this should say
There.
actually.
Tell it to
These are
remove the debug banner. Tell it to remove the debug banner.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Remove debug banner and change name of first screen. No, not name. Title. Change title on first screen to
Yeah, whoever
read.
saw it behind the debug button.
Yeah, excellent.
Thank you for that. That was
Yes.
a great lead. Great win.
To read available food items. I don't know what to say. Available groceries.
And to answer some other questions that are coming up here.
Yes.
In Android Studio, you also have Google Cloud Assist. There is also a JetBrains provided plugin for.
Yes.
Might just be IntelliJ. It might not be Android Studio. It might be both. Actually.
Oh, I haven't looked at it. Yeah, I look at Intel.
Yeah,
I use
there's a
IntelliJ.
JetBrains plugin. Again, that's like $20 a month to them to make that work. But it's similar in action. But when you can get Gemini Code Assist for free on JetBrains products, it kind of sets the new low bar. Oh, look, it's editing the material. Editing material app, fixing that little debug button or something out there.
So
Okay.
now there are. Look, this is me not knowing how to get rid of. I don't want two things here. How do I get rid of this one?
Click on the X that's on the upper right of that column, but I don't see it. X.
I don't see it. Is it this?
That's really
no,
weird.
Steph, don't do that. Oh my!
It makes more.
Help! Make this stop! Make this stop!
Can you left scroll on those to see if there's more buttons?
Here.
Close all. Close this
Close
one.
all.
There we go.
Here we go.
VS Code.
There's an X there. There's an X
VS
there. Oh
Code's
my
window
gosh.
layout. VS Code's window layout is only second bad compared to Android Studio's window layout. That just drives me nuts.
Wow, that was painful.
Oh, that is yeah.
Okay.
All this work to get to that button. So you could just press the debug button on the left bar, and you have a big run button. And so
yeah.
that
okay.
Works.
Again, not used to this space.
Okay.
The only thing I've ever used, I've worked in VS Code is when there we go. Available groceries. Here's our checkout.
Look at that.
Excellent.
And you got $23 worth of stuff. Look at that. $1.75 tax.
Except for us here, because we don't have sales tax.
Yeah, right. In Oregon.
Somebody's writing Turkish to you, Ezra. Okay.
So lovely.
Okay.
Well, cool.
So that was using Roo Code and having the various examples here of doing things. And while Ezra is going to now show, did you add it?
Yeah, let me just share my screen.
Okay. And But one thing that I want to also, we talked about it earlier, that we're looking for people to collaborate with in the as part of our AI circle. And the things that we would like, we have some forms, and if you've watched Hump Day Q&A last week, you heard us talk about it, but I'm going to add the links. And of course, the way I did it was probably not the most helpful. Nope. Let me delete it and I'll try it again.
That's just missing space or something.
Yeah, I'll create some banners and do that while Ezra is talking about cursor. Okay.
I do want to answer this question though before we get further. Yes, I do remember back when we were playing with Dart being compiled into Dartium, which was a Chromium with an embedded Dart compiler. And I remember Eclipse being the thing we had to use. I remember that. Sorry for shouldn't have brought that up, but that's okay. Bad memories. Yes, Eclipse.
And Ezra, can you make your screen zoom in?
Yeah, it's already quite. Should I need to do more like this? Better?
Partition it in ways.
On my screen, it's still hard. On my other screen, not StreamYard, but actually on YouTube, it's hard to see.
It's tiny.
Right now, it is super large in my side.
It's better, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So first, what we need is an idea. What can it be? It can be an habit app. It can be. We need to just come up with a new. Let's see. We made a grocery app. We made a card game. What else we can go for?
Are there some updates that you don't have the code? Do you want me to check it in? Or you can create your own.
Yeah, a new thing.
Change the color from, add some theming. And add buttons to allow the user to change the color of their theming and also include light and dark mode.
Okay, more like I want to think something interesting. Or is it like allowing us to do some system? Smart home, maybe?
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah, let's make a smart home app so that we will just fake it on and off and so on, but we can also create an user experience. It will be more like widgets in the main screen. But what I can show first is there I have in cursor settings, I have my own cursor rules, which is something specific to cursor. So I'll just zoom out a little. And I have my own rules that will be applied anytime I am using in the chat. It's you are a senior Dart programming, you follow claimed programming and design the patterns. I have best principles, use English for all code and documentation, create necessary types, avoid using any or Pascal case, camel case, uppercase, functions, and then data, classes, less than 10 properties, exceptions, testing, given when-then convention, arrange asset convention, and you can also put your custom project rules, which I don't need right now, but maybe we can even create it. I will also create it with ChatGPT. So these can actually connect with each other. But first, what I will mention is, let's say, I'm zooming it a little bit. I'm going to give a pretty complex, let's say not complex, but detailed prompt. And we will also see some nuances in prompting. Then when I give a little bit more detailed input, then it will actually grasp everything with my rules and come here. So we said, I want an app that user can manage their home setup. So it is it should be actually a smart home app. What can we expect? User can turn on and off their lights, change the temperature, and you can also come up with pretty common use cases for the user. First, I need you to create the home page with relevant widgets and icon sets. Maybe you can use phosphor icon from PubDev and get relevant icons. So we can also see that it will get something from PubSpec, pull it and maybe just like go there. So what I have is the agent mode. You can have an ask and manual, but agent will plan, search, and build anything. I am using Cursor in Pro, and I am using 3.7 Sonnet with thinking model. So this thinking model, what will it do is it will get my prompt. Then it will understand what does it mean. It will think a little before it takes the action, like what can Esra is probably asking here. Then we'll follow from there. So I am sending this one. So planning next move. User wants to create a smart home and so on. So there I see thought for 3 seconds. User wants me to create a smart home app where users can manage their home setup. So it is actually thinking. That is what the thinking means. Controlling lights, temperature. First, I need to check the phosphor icons package is already installed. Design a home, appropriate phosphor icons. Now it is going and adding phosphor Flutter. Then going for pub add. Now it is redesigning the main Dart file. Let's see. So now we are getting some changes. We will review those. But first, I will just hide our screen so that we can see more of what's coming. I will zoom out slightly. So what I see here is maybe I need to zoom in more because we will see some stuff. It is right now fixing the errors, doing some stuff, but we can already start reviewing the code. So I see there are like 17 files. One of 17. So main app turned into a smart home app. Removed all of the unnecessary comments. I have a color scheme of blue. Yes, blue color scheme from seed. Material tree is true. It's applying that. Ooh, I have new updates. It is still doing iterations. I already see some icons showing up. Phosphor icons fill light bulb. Now it is finding the light bulbs. There are like errors because it couldn't finish. Now it's checking those. Let's see. Meantime, maybe one of you can even pop up. So we have light bulb, we have television, phosphor icon fill. So it's using the surface colors. Yeah, now it's even make it a little bit with opacity. So maybe we can even make it with some new UI elements. Let's see. Now it is hot reloading. Did it work? Let's see. I think I need to restart. Do you see what is happening?
Wow.
It's the one comment. This one was one comment. Sorry, like one prompt. My bad. And my prompt is just, I want a user can manage their home setup. Should be actually smart home app. Lights, temperature, and I leave it a little bit free. You can also come up with pretty common use cases. Then we got AC, we got climate, we got security, we got entertainment. So I made it like while I'm doing the prompting, how strictly you give the prompt is important, because if you specify too much, then it cannot go for smart speaker and TV here, because it's trying to do what you want to do stuff. So when you give a little bit better prompting, a little bit more creativity setup, then it can go. But what I also did as an extra compared to your setup is I had my own cursor rules. So I don't need to spend time by prompting and saying it like, oh, can you please go and do
Right.
it? But I give the entire guideline. It knew what to do. Entire, like, let's say the bossing to the model done in settings. So I can actually go a little bit more the user or product manager side. And
So there's a question regarding having a similar stream or video for regarding cursor and setting up the property, the rules properly. I think that's not for today, but we could look at doing it next week or at a follow-on week. Definitely, because that's something also that I'd like to look at. I have not used cursor at all. And understanding rules. There was another question that
so now I'm just stopping that one, but what I can show already. Sorry, like we can definitely do this.
No.
Customers for sure next time. But I want to actually have a short look if you don't have a specific question about the output first.
Right.
Before I start, I want to mention, like, there is an overflow in entertainment in homepage. And I will also like put this output. Normally, if I put it outside, it could have actually read it and figure out the overflow itself. But I will just put it here. Then say, can you also fix that? Do not run Flutter run command. I have it running. So I also don't want it to trigger run again. And I want to just like fix the overflow issue so that we can start exploring. Now it's actually seeing the error. Let me fix overflow issue with the quick action cards. And to be honest, after I have this, I can ask cursor itself to create cursor rules specific for this app. So you can also use these tools to create the best rules, all of in practices that you like. Now it is just like improving the device cards. Now I'm just like wondering how will this look? And like what we did.
What you just said is an important thing I think we want to bring out is that a lot of times I get a better prompt by typing my first prompt and saying, make this better, and then just the original prompt, and it will give me a new prompt that's even better for doing what I want to do, or I can kind of futz with it or whatever. But in the same way, these system rules, the rules that are applying to every transaction, also have a sort of a pattern to them and a style to them, and you can ask the AI what kind of rules would sort of in particular help you understand that I want to always use Riverpod instead of Provider, for example.
I think it's almost finished, by the way, but it lost connection to device, so I will run it soon. But I see it already added some stuff that I didn't even ask. Total devices, active devices. Like it's already touching it. What I said was just fix the overflow issue. So now I'm just accepting it, and let's just run and see what do we have next. It's launching, but this is already good. Can I even navigate? Yeah, these are working. I mean, it's even like getting on and off. Like I can even probably increase. Wow. Okay, did you see? This is like one prompt. I said make a smart home app. Second, I said fix the overflow.
Yeah.
That's what I get with the good cursor rules that you add there with the correct prompting, because I gave it already some stuff that it doesn't need to come up and spend token wins. Now it doesn't need to think, I'm going to use material, which one would be better, easier, suitable. I say, like, go try phosphor icons. Keep it there. get the best practices. Now we can gather it. It's like let's think like you have an internship or a person that you are guiding. When you tell more, it can do more, but you need to leave it a little bit free to come up with this layout. Now, for example, this is sliding. This is good. I have rooms. How like 6 of 12 devices active. I have a user. Let's start from the beginning. Good app bar. I have settings. Okay, this is not working. Good. User, I cannot click. Quick actions. All lights. Entertainment. Okay, these are not clickable. These are like fancy good looks. Rooms. I can
The
switch.
rooms work. Nice.
Living room has main light. I can turn it on and off. It also updates here. Cool. So all you need to do is just connect the call.
Yeah.
TV on and off. AC on and off. I can increase and decrease. Smart speaker on and off. Kitchen, it came up with light. Refrigerator, a little bit bad icon though. Coffee machine. All right. Refrigerator doesn't seem like a refrigerator. Bedroom, smart blinds, AC light. Okay. Bathroom, light and water heater. Okay. It tried. But already overall device number is increasing, and how many of them is active is increasing actively.
I'm not sure you'd want to turn off the refrigerator either, or the water.
Yeah.
Those should be required physically going up to them.
Okay. Regarding the water heater, though, depending on where you live. So here in the US, it's completely different, than like what I saw when I was in the UK. And, they've got the tiny boilers. It's a lot different than what we have. So like when they go on holiday or something, they can, where here we may not necessarily want to do that. I can only imagine reheating an entire one of our water heaters because they're huge.
What I'm impressed by is the layout looks good. It fixed the overflow problem. It picked out some great icons. The coloring is nice, and this is all done just by you typing at something.
Yeah.
And that's
now no, go ahead.
And it's a prompting trick too. What I want to do right now is I want to put one more prompting. So while this iterating, we can actually discuss about this if you're fine. Because I want to fail prompting.
Yeah, I'm really curious if the amazingness that we're seeing is because of rules that you have set up, so you do have rules that are set up for some specific things, and understanding that, and like, do you have specific rules for specific icons for specific widgets for specific things, or is it like, it's picked its own?
Like, for example, I am writing a really good prompting here, rules. Avoid magic numbers, define constants. Like for loops, for errors, these for context. Write short functions with a single purpose, less than 20 instructions. Avoid nesting blocks. Put an early check and return. Reduce function parameters using this. Use single level of abstraction. Like I do pretty specific here.
So those are your very specific rules.
Yeah, like follow solid goals, write small classes with single purpose, fix expected problem, add context. Otherwise, use a global handler. Like it's pretty specific. Like if any code fits here, that will be already a good code. And there, I'm also adding a little prompting magic. So let's say I'm saying, I want to make the UI and experience even better. But now I will limit the capabilities of it, but I will give it creativity in other size. What I'm going to do, I want to just make this app look fancy and better and so on. I'm done with functionality, but I will strictly say that. Now I'm saying, I want to make the UI and experience even better. You should not touch any of the current functionality we don't need. You don't need any more extra functionalities.
Okay, so when you're writing your prompt in Cursor and you put the dash and space, it knows that those are rules. Is that right?
Now, when I give
okay.
better structure, it can understand better. Like this
Okay.
is for LLM part. Now, like for example, when I write something in uppercase, what LLM also knows is, oh, this is strictly to be careful of. You ordered something in from Uber Eats, Wolt, something, whatever, food provider. You put it like ship uppercase, no parsley, please. No something, please. Like it's an attention. Like even those LLMs, they know when you write something bad, they say like, oh, the user seems frustrated. Like,
right. Okay.
So it knows I'm going to give a bullet point and these needs to be matched. So I say, do not touch any of the current functionality. Do not add any more extra functionalities. You don't need to focus on any tabs like statistics. It has statistics, calendar, or settings. You can skip that. But what I wanted to do is make the cards better, add some animations and gamification.
Ooh, like Bugs Bunny?
The gamification can be motivating user to do or accomplish a habit by controlling smart home. For example, user sets an alarm and the main light and speaker gets turned on or automation is scheduled. So I wanted to make a smart experience. Then it will be a little bit the agentic part. We can bring it slowly. Maybe like, to be honest, this can be a smart home with your habits later on. But let's see. And I will do one more thing. Ask me 5 questions back to clarify the scope and your potential assumptions. Then ask me to confirm and you can go and create. So literally, I'm talking to it. I'm saying like, ask me a question.
It's not a prompt. That's a novel.
Yeah. But then you need to see what's happening in the next step. Because it's like, as much as you give, you come back. And this is what I do different than vibe coding. I also do a little system coding. Then I go with the, how to say, it's a back and forth. It is really like I have an assistant or a coding partner together. Quickly, I will reply. It says gamification. Are you interested in point and rewards, achievement badges, daily challenges, or a combination of 3? I will say, do it whatever is easier, but good looking now. Because I don't want to also go and spend hours so much time. We are close to getting over time. What user habits would you like to encourage? I want to have being able to keep up with their habit. 3, encouraging is like, animations. Would you prefer micro interactions, smooth transitions, or prominent visual effects? Okay, Steph and Randall, do you want to see smooth transitions while toggling or visual effects?
Oh, visual effects, just generally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 4, how would you like to present automation scheduling in the UI? Should be in each device card or a separate routine section? Yeah, I will say.
Do you have what about adding? So somebody suggested, and I agree, a way to easily add more items to specific rooms.
Yes, we can add that. But what I am kind of trying to minimize right now is I want it to focus on UI. I will not try to give, a work right now. So for example, when it says the routine section, I will say avoid routine section. Just put it as text, it is enough. But just put it simple. Simple, it is enough, but make it look good. So what I want to see is like just with the prompt, I want to just upgrade the UI. Well, to be honest, routine section would be good. But last one, cart design improvements. Should we keep the current minimalist approach and refine it, or add more visual elements? Graphs, have a streak. So personal recommendations, I will say update and upgrade. What do we have? You can iterate card style, add basic graphs, but not over-engineer it. So it asks me 5 questions, and I say, confirmed, let's go. So what I do is in this kind of stuff, you put one prompt, but it is so clear that it can go on without you checking it. So what happens in Cursor when I give this much prompting? Right now, I can go and brew my coffee. This will take a time. Now it doesn't need any of my info. For example, when you were doing it with Randall, you were like, oh, stop, we don't want to run this. Oh, let's change this. Yeah. I am giving it so detailed that right now I can just like talk to you. I can just like go, literally, I go and brew my coffee. I just like heat my milk and do some stuff, and I see what's going on. Cursor can do, it was before, I don't know whether they updated, 25 steps with not asking to you. Later on, it will ask like, there was this task is going for a long while. Do you still want me to continue? Then I give it confirm again, and it continues where it left. So that you don't have
what I want to know is it still ethical for me to stay billing even while it's doing all the work? Got to worry about that as a contractor. Can I still stay punched in while this is going on?
Let's see. Yeah. I think this will be. Meantime, we can go for the other comment and making it at the devices later. Maybe this can be like our next stream thing. Maybe we've already found an example we can division between. But I kept it
there was a comment. There was a comment earlier that asks if Ezra, if you'll make your cursor system prompt available somewhere.
We can check. I actually, to be honest, I showed there. Probably they can just scroll back and then copy paste whatever. But I can check public and good version, which is like everybody can copy paste and have a starter. For sure, for sure. I think it's in one of our resources that we can provide.
Because someone had asked, and I had put a comment, was asking about here, I'm going to pull it up. So they asked if we were going to have a code lab, and my response was that we're working on our website, and we're going to have articles, tutorials, code labs, various things like that. It's a very iterative process. Right now, the core Flutter Community AI Circle is, you've pretty much seen us all, except for Simon. And so what we're looking at is wanting to also include collaboration from the community and have the people who are creating content, have people come and, add those also to our website. That's still churning. So I'm going to just pull up real quick our survey codes.
And it just pulled in math.py.
So shoot.
It's going to be good. It's going to be animating. It's going to be animating with circular motions.
Okay. So just real quick. So we have a couple of surveys. We have a community survey. This is just so we understand, so we know how to provide good content to people in our Flutter community. Please fill those out. Just give us information. If you're someone who is creating content, we want to also have a place, as mentioned earlier, the central repository on our website, so we can link to that. Also, would you like to come and be somebody who is part of our live stream demonstrating that? And I'll post the links, or Randall can grab them. I've got them too. We'll have those in the chat as well. But now we're back to, we want to see what Cursor is doing. And I'm grabbing the links to add just
updating
shortly.
main. Here we go.
So what I see, we already got an animated device card. It has controller, scale animation, rotate animation, has scaling, it's transform scales and rotates. There's back shadow added. I can see confetti file, lottie file, and stuff. So yeah, there is something coming for sure.
Ooh.
There is confetti widget, and it added math library. So right now, it will just check this. I will say move to background so that we can see it in here. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
This is another thing. I will just try this. What do we have going? We'll go to the debug console. So there. Now there is an error. I will just just like, I can even just like directly copy paste it and say nothing, to be honest. So I will just get a copy, and I will just like, I can't. Okay, just a second. This is test file. I'm gonna ignore the test files, but first, let's see what's going on. I will just go back by myself to the lib models. I have main, I have widgets. To be honest, I will just stop and run it again. This might be just like the issue. But we can also see the files. This one is, okay.
Doesn't like something.
Base, yes, it doesn't like, sorry, I just probably zoomed out too much. There is a build issue, multiple matching destinations, but cache, and we also have color extensions. What I can do, just a second, I will stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
And I'll just check in Activity Manager whether I have two simulators running at the same time. This sometimes happens. No, I have one. Just like, okay, then I will just like give it back to that. So we will just see what's going on. I'll copy paste the output and let it be it, because we had the code running before and it's just not running anymore. After it did something, I will just throw it back. Just copy paste. Now it's its own issue again.
AI is great. Yeah, AI is great when it works.
The chart package. The chart package wasn't compatible. Now it's going for Vision package. I like it, though. I used Vision before. Okay, that was the problem. Like, as you see, I didn't even check what is it coming from, which library was having issue. All I think was like, do I have another simulator? No, then it's the AI's problem.
Well, you went for the low-hanging fruit.
Let's see. It is updating the device card for that. Clearly, it was using it in here. Maybe we can see the end result and we can call it a day.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Coming up on 2.5 hours almost.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that. Oh, I am sharing the screen, but we didn't pull it off. There we are. I added the stage. Meantime, it is adding some temperature data because it's going to use it in Sync Vision charts.
Oh, Sync Fusion. Oh, you should have that in your list. Do not use Sync Fusion products.
Why?
They're not open source. You'll have to pay to use this app somewhere.
But the thing is, so depending on if you're an indie developer and not making tons of money, you can use stuff for free.
Only
Like I
up
have
to
an
5
account.
people. The moment you get to the 5th person, you got to pay.
I'm a one person.
Right. I'm just saying. But then anybody
Yeah.
downstream can't use it either unless they also have the same qualification. So
Right.
it's
There are
it's-
restrictions. There are restrictions, but in some
Yeah.
cases, if you're a one-person shop not making oodles of money, you can use Sync Fusion for free. Just got to sign up.
I mean,
Yeah.
we can just like see what is going on there. And then right now, what you do is MVP. Like you can just have your prototype and then you can just write your graph function later. But let's see how it does. I will just like accept everything it brings. But then I see there are like, looks like it has some errors down here. I will just say fix the errors and analyze issues, make it ready to run. Because I am just like kind of let's see the result, you know, like soon I will
Run, darn it, run. Just make it run. Run. See app run. Run, app run.
imagine I'm like how you can a little bit discuss with your AI, threaten a little bit to give you the good code.
Did you say please enough? I know that makes a difference. Did you say please enough in this?
She says please a lot and stuff.
Oh,
Yes.
good. All right.
Oh.
I mean, probably I didn't add it here because, to be honest, Lease is something that you burn your token for.
Correct.
I think
Just say it and say this is what I want. Don't be the politeness. It's yeah.
My LLM is working a little bit more because you were trying to be kind, and it's burning money, like so it probably is. Okay, finally, I believe my code is runnable, so I will just click debug.
Did you get rid of all the errors? Nice.
Yeah.
Just keep going until it works. Just keep cycling.
I exactly mentioned that when I say review changes. We see all of it, but what did it do? Okay.
Not enough.
I think it just shouldn't use any packages. I will just say.
Try Flutter Clean. Flutter Clean might be there because it might be getting like leftover stuff from previous builds.
I will just say to that, you can try Flutter Clean. And please get rid of the graphs. It is not working.
Yeah, there you go.
No. So it's really like my body. Like I'm a little bit strict. I have rules. I have the boundaries, but then I'm like leaving it to do its own thing.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, you tried too hard today. The graphs is not working. Never mind. It's for trying. Because to be honest, when it pulls to new library, what you can do the best is you can actually give it to the library, and once it reads to the functions and how it used, then it can make your library like a really good way. Like it would just do it perfectly. And now it's running the Flutter Clean and everything itself. Are you happier, Randa? But it also needs to do like, where is Popcat? Now let's go.
Am I the only one hearing a beep beep?
Yeah, I have a beep beep. It shows the beep beep. once it's done.
Okay.
Because when I do this much prompting, as you can guess, it's taking a long while.
So I'm hearing that from you. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where the sound's coming from.
No, it's from me.
Okay.
So what I have is it's in my AirPods. I go brew my coffee and I say dum dum. Then I'm like, okay, my prompt should be done. Let's go.
It's coming through ours too.
Exactly. So
Yes.
we're doing something.
Bunka blunk blunk blunk. Bunka blunk blunk bunka blunk blunk bunka blunk blunk. Eating myself again.
Okay. Finally, I'm happy that this is something running. And I want to see how fancy it go and how much it lost.
Oh, is it it's getting further though. Oh, Xcode build done. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It did something.
Wow.
Oh, it wobbles the whole thing. there is an animation there. I think that would make me very confused if I was coming home one night after partying a little too hard, trying to turn on my living room lights, and it starts to wiggle like that. I think I'd be going, wow.
Yeah.
I'd accidentally turn off my refrigerator. I'm pretty sure I would.
Yeah.
And my water heater.
Oh yeah.
I'll be gone.
Machine has a habit though. Oh, it overflowed. Okay.
Oh,
Petty.
well, it has animation. Oh, that's nice. That's
So,
nice.
when you do a habit, then you also have a confetti celebrating you. I mean,
most useless MVP feature ever.
Oh, you see this part. You have habits section.
Oh yeah.
Oh, looky there.
Wake up
Wow.
lights and music. Tap to complete for today. Energy saving. Turn off lights when not in use. Cozy evening.
Right.
Set a comfortable lighting and temperature completed today. And I can complete them, and I will get a confetti again.
Wow.
But can you actually see the gamification here? Like,
Yeah.
fixing
That's cool.
that confetti will be, can you align the confetti in the middle? And do
Yeah.
not do the wiggle, but make it, I don't know, gluing or something. Then you are, boom, good to go. This is a little bit partying. But it doesn't say anything, so.
I turned my refrigerator on. That's worth celebrating.
And they are just like moving. What can I do for my coffee machine is when I try to like close it, I want it to move around. You know, like we had websites that they were just like running, so you cannot turn it off. Yeah, I mean, we can.
It's great. Ship it. We've got an MVP now. Ship it.
Right. I'm removing from the stream right now, but that was super fun to try. That's what I like to do.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
So
I shared earlier the I'm going to put it back up. Please fill out our surveys so it will help us bring content to our community. And also, I put the links in the chat. But we also want to, there's a Flutter forum, and you can post questions and comments. We have so the AI category is new to the Flutter forum. So if you haven't been there, you can join us there also. We know that there's a whole bunch of different places that, you know, people go for help. The AI Circle team, we're using the Flutter forum that was set up at It's All Widgets. Thank you for getting that category set up for us.
Yep.
And you can definitely go there and ask questions. And then we really appreciate you joining. You are officially part of the circle. And it's been awesome. This went a lot better, even though there was a little chaos there. And I appreciate
live
everybody's
demos are
patience.
amazing. Yes, live demos
And
are crazy.
don't forget to check out Norbert's vibe coding stream here on the Flutter Community YouTube. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and join us here. Follow, like, subscribe, and follow.
And Hump Day. Don't
And
forget
Hump Day
as well.
is on Wednesdays.
Yes.
Yes. Central location here, Flutter Community. You've got Norbert's live vibe coding. You have the new AI Circle here, and Hump Day Q&A is on Wednesday. Then the Flutter team has their
Observable Flutter on Thursdays.
And I had something else.
Oh, it's super cool to see the comments. Like, see, we appreciate the chaos. Less intimidating when you see it yourself.
Totally.
Yep.
Learned a lot.
Totally. And let's see. Yes, definitely. Oh, sorry.
All good.
Put the question back up. Sorry.
It's more like looking forward to seeing more AI.
And there was a question at some point. Let me see.
The one that's marked, but we can ignore that one maybe.
There was one. It didn't have a Q in front of it, and I lost it. So let me go find it.
I don't think I turned anything off.
Let me see.
That's why yes.
I should have started, even though, so make sure you always put a Q in front of it. Makes it a whole lot easier. Oh, here we go. So somebody was asking, would it be just coding or also adjacent things? I'm open
AI
to
everybody.
It's
AI.
we're here. It's the Flutter Community AI Circle is designed for Flutter developers, Flutter Dart developers, working adventure in AI. We're starting out, so it's all things AI.
And Norbert's live coding, he's using AI graphics apps to be able to draw these cards that are in his magical card deck. So so we're using AI for more than just coding. Yes.
And
design,
let's see.
Analysis.
I have to do something in a certain order. So, and it's
otherwise we leave before we leave.
There's a reason, because we have the slide I'm going to bring up has the website, but the website's not ready, so we don't want people to go there yet or go on that. Hold on. I'm looking for. I still love this one. Totally. Thank you, Ezra, for doing that. Oh, here we go. So this one, definitely, we're here Mondays, 4 p.m. UTC, 9 US West Coast. And here are socials. This is the forum that was brought up earlier. And I really appreciate everybody joining us on this adventure. It has been fantastic. I will admit we had a lot more followers than I was expecting. So thank you, community, for being there and helping us. Spread the word.
Tell your friends.
Replay. Tell your friends. Definitely come back. And then let's see, we have...
Go make some new friends and then tell them.
Yes, totally.
Expand your friend circle.
And we started from what is an LLM? What is an MCP?
Yes.
And then we set up multiple things, made 3 different iterations. And then we end up trying all of them, which is the speed of it. Imagine when we make a live coding stream for something, you write a feature, you divide it to multiple days. We made 3 apps, and I was there, and that's entirely. It just talks for itself. The show talks for itself.
We're going to do a show coming up soon, I believe, where we're doing we're using AI tools to build a tool or build an app that has AI in it, that actually ducks Gemini backends and does real AI stuff. So that's on the plan, I believe.
Absolutely. So I want to say thank you to everybody. We're gonna hold on. Do we have comments? Let me see.
Meantime, maybe one thing. While I'm doing the prompting, I learned some stuff from Norbert, and actually I got my first cursor rules from Sarjan Yusuf. And I actually really like his tool suggestions and overall contributions. Maybe he can also pop up for prompting how he set up the rules, how he creates project rules. Because there, what you do is, yes, you have a cursor rules, but cursor rules are a little bit more generic. How you set up project rules, then cursor goes, read your own rules, like becomes a senior developer, but then writes it for SmartOut, or writes it for your zombie app differently stuff. So you can have multiple architecture stuff, multiple different preferences that you can share in within a team, even if you want. So let's see. A good thing.
Yes. Yeah, we are definitely going to end our show. So thank you all so much. We'll see you next week. Oh yeah, hold on. I forgot. I have my dash.
Wait,
you're gonna reach right through that brick wall. Whoa.
I forgot to have her with her brain, because you know this is an AI brain.
Oh my god, you gotta be joking.
So we're going to be logging off here. We're going to have some music and watch me put the countdown up. I have, hold on, I got to do this in another order. Just a second.
It's not going to be a countdown. I'm just going to be closing.
I know. I don't want the countdown.
I still have this so that I can still give one fresh.
Where is, I should have put it, oh, here we go. I want this back up.
Yeah.
We're ready to go. Thank you all very, very much. Oops.
Yeah, you're good.
I show it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Bye.
Bye.